Who would have thought that one night of concerts could turn into a moment that millions of people around the world continue to talk about? As the lights of GNP Stadium began to dim and the screams of tens of thousands of fans echoed endlessly, no one was really prepared for what Kim Taehyung and Jeon Jungkook would do on stage that night. Many thought that the performance would only be a regular part of a large concert series in Mexico. But a few minutes after the music started, the atmosphere immediately changed completely. The army in the stadium starts hysterics when a giant camera pans Taehyung, who appears with a calm but mysterious expression. Not having had time for the audience to breathe a sigh of relief, Jungkook suddenly appeared from the side of the stage with a truly explosive energy. The combination of the two instantly made the whole stadium look like it was losing control. The cries of the audience were even said to be heard outside the concert area. Many fans admitted to getting goosebumps because the atmosphere of the night felt unreal. But what was most surprising was not only their appearance, but a small interaction that almost missed the camera. In the middle of the song, Taehyung briefly turns to Jungkook with a chuckle after one part of the choreography changes spontaneously. Jungkook, who usually stays focused, replied with an unexpected expression that immediately made the social media screen fill with theories and video pieces from various angles. Within minutes, keywords about them instantly rose to global trending. Many fans called the moment one of the wildest stage chemistries they've ever seen. What made the situation even more emotional was the reaction of the audience in the stadium. Some fans were seen crying while holding light sticks as Taehyung and Jungkook stood side by side at the end of the stage as the song entered its final section. Cameras captured thousands of purple lights filling the stadium, creating a scene touted as waves of light. There is even a viral video that shows concert staff smiling because they see the reaction of the audience, which is completely unexpected. But there are other details that now make fans even more curious. After the performance was over, Jungkook was seen still turning his head towards Taehyung while saying something that wasn't caught by the microphone. Taehyung then just smiled and patted Jungkook on the shoulder before they walked off the stage together. That brief moment may seem simple, but it has become the most talked about part of ARMY. Many felt there was a different energy between the two that night, more detached, more emotional, and much more spontaneous than usual. Local media in Mexico even called the concert one of the most chaotic in the best way K-pop shows of the year. The crowded GNP Stadium from the beginning turned into a sea of screams as Taehyung and Jungkook's names were shouted simultaneously by tens of thousands of people. Some fans who attended immediately admitted that they could not sleep after the concert was over because they were still carried away. The speculation went wild after footage from various angles began to appear a few hours after the concert ended. Each video seems to show new details that the audience was not aware of before. There were those who focused on Taehyung's expression when he heard the fan chant echoing very loudly. There were also those who noticed how Jungkook kept trying to hold back laughter in the middle of the performance. The more footage spread, the greater the ARMY's curiosity about what really happened that night. One of the most talked about moments occurs when the music suddenly stops for a split second as a result of a small technical interruption. That situation should be able to create an awkward atmosphere, but it was precisely there that everything turned into a legendary moment. Jungkook spontaneously approached the front of the stage while inviting the audience to sing along without musical accompaniment. Shortly after, Taehyung joined in while raising the microphone towards thousands of fans. The entire stadium instantly turned into a giant choir. The video went viral not only because of their spontaneous action, but because of the emotional expression on the faces of both. Taehyung is seen several times looking at the audience with a gaze that is difficult to explain. While Jungkook seemed to really enjoy the beautiful chaos, he seemed to forget that dozens of cameras were recording his every move. Many fans said the moment felt more human than any other big stage performance, closer, warmer, and much more sincere. But the real surprise came after the concert was almost over. Just as everyone thought they were about to leave the stage, the stadium lights suddenly dimmed again. The audience starts screaming hysterically when Taehyung and Jungkook reappear unannounced. No big intro, no dramatic effect. Only the two of them stood in the middle of the stage while listening to the voice of the audience that did not stop calling their names. Then something very simple happened, but instead it made the whole stadium explode. Jungkook suddenly grabs Taehyung by the shoulder while laughing as one of the fans shouts too loudly from the direction of the front stand. Taehyung, who usually looks calm, even bowed while laughing without being able to hide his expression. That natural reaction instantly made thousands of people scream at the same time. Many admitted that they had never seen the two perform after, and as free as that on a stage as big as the GNP Stadium. On social media, fans began calling the night Mexico Night Chaos. Some even said the concert felt like a movie scene because it was full of unexpected moments that happened constantly without pause. Their cut of the video dominated the timeline for hours, and the names of Kim Taehyung and Jeon Jungkook again topped trending in various countries. The most touching came precisely from the fans who were present directly at the stadium. Many of them said that the evening was not just about concerts or spectacular choreography. There is an emotional energy that feels very strong when Taehyung and Jungkook interact with the audience, as well as with each other. Some even admitted to crying as the stadium lights slowly went out, and the two walked off the stage waving their last hands. The question continued to haunt social media throughout the night. Even a few hours after the concert was over, the area around GNP Stadium was still filled with fans who did not want to go home. Many sat on the sidewalk playing back concert videos on their phones, trying to understand why the atmosphere of the night felt so different. There is something that is difficult to explain, as if everything that happens on stage is not just an ordinary performance. Some fans began to notice small details that previously went unnoticed. One of them is how Taehyung repeatedly looks towards the audience with an emotional expression every time the fan chant echoes. On the other hand, Jungkook looks much more impulsive than usual. He ran from one side of the stage to the other while constantly trying to interact with the audience in every corner of the stadium. It's like his energy isn't running out. But there was one moment that later made the ARMY really excited. As the concert entered its final section, the stadium's giant screen flashed a close-up of Taehyung's face looking a little speechless while listening to the sound of thousands of fans singing along. A few seconds later, the camera moved to Jungkook, and his reaction instantly made the stadium burst. Jungkook seemed to smile as he stared at Taehyung before finally patting himself on the chest, as if trying to calm his emotions.